Let's talk about being your own first line of defense. For a huge number of us who work alone, that's just our day-to-day reality. And yeah, the freedom is great, but it also comes with some pretty unique risks. So in this explainer, we are going to break down the absolutely crucial skills you need to stay safe when you're on the job by yourself. Okay, let's just jump right in with a pretty intense scenario. Picture this. You're a home health worker, maybe a service tech, and you show up for a routine appointment. You open the door, and that's what's waiting for you. What is your immediate move? Seriously, the choice you make in this one split second could change absolutely everything. Now, before we even get to the right answer, let's just establish the single most important rule of the game. In any high-risk situation, there's one principle that trumps everything else, and it's not negotiable. Your number one goal is to protect yourself. Every single decision you make has to flow from that one critical point.
So let's zoom out a bit and really get a handle on the scale of this. Who are we even talking about when we say a lone worker? And what kind of risks are they actually facing every single day?
You know, the definition is way broader than you might think. It's not just some guy on a remote oil field. It's the retail worker opening up the store in the morning, the social worker making a home visit, the security guard on the night shift. Really, it's anyone who is out of immediate sight or earshot of a coworker. And we're talking about a massive part of the workforce here. Across the United States, Canada, and Europe, there are an estimated 53 million lone workers. I mean, just let that sink in. That's about 15% of the entire workforce. The chances are incredibly high that this applies to you or at least someone you know. And feeling unsafe? Well, it's a pretty common part of the job. But here's the part that really tells the story. Are these workers actually prepared? A survey of home visitation workers in Oklahoma looked right at this. And as you can see, a huge number, 30%, felt they just didn't have the tools they needed to stay safe. That's a massive gap in protection for people out on the front lines. So the big question is, what do you do when a situation starts to get tense? Well, before it ever gets physical, your most powerful tool is verbal de-escalation. Let's break down the playbook, shall we? Okay, step one. And this might surprise you. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. You've got to maintain your distance, give them and yourself some room to breathe. Stand at an angle, not head on, because that feels a lot less confrontational. Keep your hands where they can see them and keep your posture open. And hey, if you're with a team, pick one person to do the talking. It just avoids a whole lot of confusion. Next up, let's get into the talking part. When you do speak, keep it simple. An agitated person can't really process complex sentences. But honestly, your most important job here is to just listen. Try to really understand where they're coming from. Then find something, anything you can agree on. You don't have to agree that the sky is purple, but you can agree on a principle. Like saying, you're right, everyone deserves to be treated with respect. That's how you build a bridge. This quote, this just nails the whole idea of active listening. Don't argue with what they're saying. Instead, try to understand their reality. If someone truly believes they're being followed, your job isn't to tell them they're wrong. It's to imagine the fear that belief must be creating for them. That empathy, that's the secret sauce right there. And finally, you have to establish some boundaries. State clearly, calmly, that violence just isn't an option. Then, and this part is so crucial, you offer choices. Giving someone a choice, even a tiny one, like, would you rather have a bottle of water or a warm blanket? It gives them back a sense of control. It empowers them to choose a path that isn't violent. So de-escalation is amazing for handling a crisis in the moment. But true safety, well, that starts long before things get tense. It all starts with being prepared and building your very own personal safety protocol. I love this way of thinking about it. It's like a pilot's pre-flight checklist, right? You don't wait for the engine to fail mid-air before you check the fuel. A solid safety plan is all about thinking ahead, anticipating the risks, and having a system in place before you even walk out the door. And that starts with your vehicle. These are simple things, but they make a world of difference. Always keep your gas tank at least half full. Have a basic emergency kit and a phone charger. And know the protocol. If you ever think you're being followed, do not go home. Drive to a police station, a fire station, or any busy, well-lit public place. Your safety plan doesn't stop when you park the car. It extends to your digital life and those little moments in between. Lock down your social media. A client does not need to be your friend online. And be mindful when you're walking to and from your car. Have your keys ready. Don't just sit there scrolling on your phone. The key is to be decisive. Get in and go,
or get out and head inside.
Situational awareness sounds kind of technical, but really it's just training your brain to notice things that seem off. This slide gives you some specific, observable details to look out for. Are there signs of drug use? Is there evidence of gang activity? Recognizing these red flags lets you assess a situation before you even commit to entering it.
Okay, so we've covered de-escalation and we've covered preparation. But what about the most important rule of all? The one that overrides everything else? Well, that brings us right back to where we started. Remember this one? You've just walked into a room a resident is holding a weapon. After everything we've talked about, what's the call?
The answer, and there is zero ambiguity here, is A. You leave. Period. You don't try to de-escalate. You don't try to be a hero. You absolutely do not try to take the weapon. When you are faced with imminent, life-threatening danger, your only job is to get yourself out of there and then get help from a safe distance.
And honestly, this quote says it all. Your intuition, that gut feeling, is an incredibly powerful safety tool. The official guidance is crystal clear. If you feel unsafe, you are unsafe. Trust that feeling. Get out, get to a safe place, and then you report it. Human skills are intuition. That's the foundation of safety. But these days, technology is providing this amazing new safety net.
See, the future of safety for lone workers isn't about replacing human judgment with some robot. Nope. It's about augmenting it. It's a partnership between a worker's own awareness and the powerful support that technology can offer. And the tech that's available now is pretty incredible. Think about it. Wearable panic alarms, devices that can automatically detect if you've fallen, GPS trackers that work even when you're off-grid. There are even sensors that can monitor for hazardous gases. Every single one of these is another layer of protection, a digital partner looking out for you when you need it most.
Which really leaves us with one big question to chew on. As our jobs get more flexible and more remote, and as all this new technology offers new solutions, who is ultimately responsible for your safety? Is it your employer? Is it the tech company? Or is it you? It's something we all really need to think about.